appears that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene will be forced to pay up.
Oh no!
The Hill reports that an appeal from 3 Republican U.S. House members who challenged fines for not wearing face masks on the House floor back in 2021 during the pandemic to the Supreme Court was rejected on Tuesday. And that's, of course, because it was a total waste of time. Either that or
Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police
had one. Okay. Now, the justices did not comment on leaving in place the $500 fines issued May 2021 to U.S. Representatives Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Thomas Massie of Kentucky, and Ralph Norman of South Carolina. They all had showed up on the House floor without masks during a time where House rules mandated that people wear masks due to COVID. Now, to me, that made a lot of sense because you're in a room filled with a lot of elderly folks who happen to be more susceptible to virus and disease. Okay? Now, that said, the mandate did remain in place after the CDC had issued guidance noting that fully vaccinated people can resume activities without wearing a mask or physically distancing. Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, claims to not have been vaccinated and then refused to wear a mask because I think she didn't care about getting her colleagues sick. I'd go so far as to say that she may have wanted to get certain colleagues sick, but that wasn't her first concern. No. Her first concern was, what about me? What about me? I want my freedom. Remember, MAGA is all about me. What about me? What about me? I don't want to wear a mask. I don't like it. Nah. I don't care about anybody else but me. Me. She didn't want to wear a mask. She didn't want to get vaccinated. And so what else are you going to do? In fact, she had said at the time that asking her to wear a mask on the House floor is the same as the Holocaust.
This woman is mentally ill. You know, we can look back in a time in history where people were told to wear a gold star, and they were definitely treated like second-class citizens, so much so that they were put in trains and taken to gas chambers in Nazi Germany. And this is exactly the type of abuse that Nancy Pelosi is talking about.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Look, she says, this woman is mentally ill. She's actually talking about herself, okay? But no, funny, nobody took Marjorie Greene to the gas chamber, all right? But they did fine her $500 for the first offense and then $2,500 for each subsequent violation of the mask policy. So I guess to Marjorie Greene, it's the same thing, which is why she had to go to a Holocaust museum. And then she's like, oh, right. Oh, it turns out it's nothing alike. Oh, weird. But she ended up paying out more than $100,000 from her paychecks over this stunt. Now, the 3 sued, claiming that those mask fines amounted to a illegal reduction in their annual salary and that it violated their First Amendment protections of free speech. You know, my free speech to infect other people around me with possibly infect people around me with to elderly people, a deadly pathogen. Yes. Now, the judge wasn't buying that. This was a lower court judge, by the way. U.S. District Judge Judge Reggie Walton had wrote in his ruling that the case had no merit. Because, funny enough, you know what Nancy Pelosi has? Yes, that's right. Pelosi and the staffers who enforced the fines by docking lawmakers' pay could not be sued for decisions made in their government capacity, which again is immunity. It's kind of like the presidential immunity that Trump is arguing that I can't be sued, I can't be punished at all, nothing could happen to me because I have presidential immunity. Now in this case, Nancy Pelosi's wasn't the president or anything like that, but she has a certain amount of immunity, as do a lot of lawmakers when doing their official duties, and that makes all the sense in the world. You don't get sued for every little thing that you do when it comes to actually performing your job duties. And there's the difference, right? I mean, it's ironic that Trump is claiming presidential immunity on January 6th, for example. Pro-Trumpers like Marjorie Taylor Greene agree with that claim. But the difference here is Pelosi was doing her job, ensuring the safety of members of the House based on known information about the pandemic. Now, Trump was trying to overturn an election to stay in power based on unproven, unfounded conspiracy theories about voter fraud. Big difference, right? Now, at the time, the lower courts have refused to disturb the fines, ruling that courts lack the power to review the mask policy. And yet, of course, Marjorie Greene and the rest actually appealed to the Supreme Court. And they were like, no, we would like to stay out of this one. We're not interested in your nonsense. We're too busy right now plotting the destruction of all regulations that the government, would be able to impose upon businesses. So we don't have time for your petty nonsense, Marjorie Greene. Get the F out of here, right? So
get the out of my house.
There you go. That was a response, okay? But look, taking the court's time for this, it's just stupid. I mean, Marjorie Greene knew the rule. She decided to break it anyway, over and over again, so that she could politically grandstand during a pandemic that happened to have killed millions of people across the world. So, yeah. Now, here's the best part, though, and that's the drama. You know you love the drama, right? Lawyers for House Speaker Mike Johnson had urged the court to reject the appeal from the fellow Republican representatives. Now, why would they do that? I mean, Johnson and every other member of the Republican leadership voted against Nancy Pelosi's mask policy. So you would think that, well, since they didn't agree with the mask policy, that they would actually help with this appeal to the Supreme Court to overturn the fines. But no, this is where the personal petty Republican vengeance politics comes into play, right? Because, it turns out that Marjorie Taylor Greene has kind of been a thorn in the side of Mike Johnson ever since he became Speaker of the House. In fact, she has threatened to file a motion to vacate the chair if he approves money for Ukraine. Oops. Oh, is there a little bit of drama here? And I'm guessing this decision is not going to help cool tensions between the two anytime soon. The House, again, House Republicans have a bunch of different factions that are fighting each other, and it's glorious. Oh, let them fight. Let them fight. And this, getting back to this rejection here, any day where Marjorie Greene takes a big fat L is a good day. So enjoy it.